how to choose your ultimate goalkeeper. But what we have watched in the Community Shield against Arsenal puts me off getting him anymore. This was my last draft for Gameweek 1. I owned Darwin. He caught my eye before he got back-to-back benching in the last two preseason match of Liverpool. The plan was to triple up on Man City, to be honest. And by looking at these fixtures of Man City, it looks like going without Erling Haaland will be a suicide, and he's the best captaincy option for this period. Foden was one of my decent punts, but what we have watched in the Community Shield against Arsenal puts me off getting him anymore. How to choose your ultimate goalkeeper. Basically, you have to do some steps. First of all, decide for how long do you want him before activating your first wild card. Mostly, perhaps it will be the first 8 game weeks for me. This ticker show the predicted clean sheet for this period. Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle United, Brighton and Chelsea are the best teams for clean sheets during this period. But personally, I prefer to get defenders from these teams. Man City, maybe Stones, Arsenal, Gabriel. From Brighton, Stobin, and Chelsea, which is Chilwell, for better attacking threat. And second point is I'm not a fan of getting 5.5 million goalkeepers. So my options, and this will lead us with only a few options, as Crystal Palace, Man United, Brentford and Everton goalkeepers. My second goalkeeper will be Turner, who is the best 4.0 million goalkeeper to own, and he has two favorable fixtures in game week 2 and 5, which I can start him during these 2 game weeks. So by excluding these 2 game weeks from the fixture ticker, we find that Onana and Pickford have the best fixtures, but still I can't trust Pickford and Everton poor defensive stats for getting clean sheets. I know Dyche is defensive manager, but still their stats last season were so poor. Man United was a top team for clean sheets last season, so I can't trust him. In addition to the fixtures, Onana will be a good cover for Shaw for a 0.5 less. I won't have to waste a free transfer to get Shaw by game week 5 or 6. He's good for saves and bonus points. Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle United were the top 3 defensive teams last season according to the non-penalty expected goals conceded. They are the top 3 teams for predicted clean sheets in this first 8 game weeks of the season, so they should be our targets regarding defenders. The addition of Rice, Timber and possibly Raya means improvement, and getting an Arsenal defender has become a must. Gabi for goal threat against teams suffering in set pieces for the opening fixtures will be my punt from Arsenal. Stobinan was one of the best defenders for expected goals involvement per 90 and for touches in the opponent box, higher than players like Chilwell and Shaw. The most owned defender can be switched into a Newcastle defender or maybe Gvardiol when his fixtures turn tough. I'm really torn between getting Stones or pin Chilwell as my third main defender. Chelsea looked improved in the preseason, and Chilwell has gotten into very advanced positions. Even against Liverpool, he can do some damage to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Expected minutes, attacking threat, and higher ceilings suggests pin Chilwell. But if you prefer the better defense and the clean sheets, I would suggest Stones. I can't imagine going without Chilwell in his back-to-back home games in game week 3 and 4 against Luton and Nottingham Forest. In terms of predicted goals for the first 5 game weeks, it looks like Man City and Arsenal the best and top teams for goal scoring as well. The best attackers and the best defenders will be from Man City and Arsenal. Liverpool are the third team for predicted goals for the first 5 game weeks. I know Mo Salah will be a great pick, will get some attacking returns, but the problem is that getting Mo Salah means I will unbalance my team and lose 2 mid-priced midfielders which can outscore him combined. Getting him when he isn't a captaincy option for me, even in game week 2, Haaland is predicted to score more points, but regarding the points projected for midfielders, Salah is the only midfielder to score more points than Rashford and Fernandes. during this period. I think both of them are essentials and locked in my team. Saka will be my pick from Arsenal. It looks like Martinelli isn't the optimal pick right now from Arsenal. Trossard will continue competing for his expected minutes. I'm not a fan of getting a midfielder for only 60 or maybe 70 minutes every game week when there are many good options nailed and with great fixtures as well. Mitoma is predicted to score decent points, but in terms of long-term planning, I think MBEUMO will be a better pick for expected minutes, penalties, and returns. His fixtures till game week 7 is so good. My fifth midfielder who isn't neither Martinelli nor Foden will lead us to a MITOMA versus Maddison comparison. It looks like Spurs will score many goals this season, and not owning Harry Kane will cause some damage. Maddison is a nice cover for Harry Kane, and personally I prefer him to the expensive and wide Heung-min Son. Again, in terms of expected minutes and long-term planning, I would prefer Maddison. Still not sure about this decision. My only concern is going with Mitoma when he faced Luton at home. Game week 1 will be tough moments. Crystal Palace are expected to score around 5 goals the first 5 game weeks. Their fixture is not the best, to be honest. Easy won't be an option for me. I would wait for his fixtures turn good and green. All of Mitoma, Martinelli, MBEUMO, Maddison are predicted to score more points than him. While looking at these point projections for the first 4 game weeks, I think Erling Haaland and Kane are the best forwards for expected points. And which is my second forward to get? I think I have only 4 options to pick from. I want to get Harry Kane, due to the balance of my team. So I have only Watkins, Jackson from Chelsea, Joao Pedro from Brighton, and Wissa of Brentford. I think I'm not sure about Chelsea form with Nkunku out and still too tough fixture for the start. I would wait and see. Pedro, not sure about his expected minutes. Might start, might not, but still there are many attackers for Brighton, and as a hectic schedule, not expecting many minutes for him. Wissa from Brentford is a good option, but still I prefer MBEUMO rather than him. It left me with only one option to get, which is Watkins. I know he start against Newcastle United away from home, which is not the optimal fixture to target, but his fixture after this game against Burnley and Everton are good. I think he is a great pick, and we can trust him until we find some decent option in this line.
El disparo de Oli Watkins en el primer error que ha cometido el Valencia, una mala.
En este caso el reinicio de Javi Guerra sobre Pepelu, no acaba de ser una situación. También Pepelu está demasiado cerca en esa.
My last dilemma in which combination to get out of these 2 groups: Kane, Joao Pedro, and Mitoma, or Fernandes, Watkins, and Maddison. Personally, I'm leaning towards the second group. Second group gives me more flexibility and more predicted points as well. Second group is expected to get 63 points. I hope Maddison can cover Kane in this case. On my bench, Turner will be my goalkeeper for only 4.0 million. A starting goalkeeper for Nottingham Forest will be a great punt. Might start him in game week 2 and game week 5 as well. Anderson will be my defender from Crystal Palace, better attacking threat rather than Guehi. He rotates very well with Gabriel. He will fit in perfectly in game week 4 and game week 6. Ozola, my preferred 4.5 forward from Sheffield United, their most nailed forward during the preseason due to team long-term injuries and DI departure. Bulldog versus Caboret will be a late call, which isn't a big problem at all for me. For game week 1, I think the safest captaincy option will be Erling Haaland against Burnley. Either Rashford or Saka is tempting, to be honest. Mostly I would go with Erling Haaland for safety. It's important to have a safe start for the season. This was my team selection for game week 1. Hope you have watched the FPL champion and his runner-up team selections for game week 1. Thanks guys for watching. Kindly drop a like and subscribe, find it helpful, and your comments are welcome.